Hello everyone, John here again. I want to talk today about the narcissist when they age. Now, as long as they're young, and they're going from victim to victim, that they're messing up people's lives, they think there's no end to it. But they do age, there is an end coming. As they get older, they lose their looks, and people aren't attracted to them, like their victims aren't attracted to them like they were when they're younger. And they do go into deep depressions when they are abandoned by people who can see the damage they've been done, and they realize they have to get away and go no contact with this narcissist. And it gets more difficult for the narcissist to find another victim. And of course, with the age, their attractiveness goes downhill. They can't pick up people like they used to, and they get known to over time. The damage they've done to people, word always gets around, and people just don't want anything more to do with them after when they get older. And the narcissist can go through severe depressions. Withdrawal is like they have an addiction, which is a supply from their victims, and when they don't have their supply, it's like an alcoholic or a drug addict when they don't have their supply of drugs or alcohol. They go through severe depression and withdrawals, and the same with the narcissist. When they get older, they suffer. And the thing is that most of them think they're going to go on forever when they're younger, and they're taking advantage of people. They're having other people pay their bills and support them. And eventually, when they do get older, the supply runs out. They get known as being con artists, being deceitful, being liars, and eventually they just don't have any more partners that they can grab onto. This is when they go through a severe depression. When they get much older, 50s, 60s, they're not attractive like they were. They may have thought that they were the most beautiful or handsome person around, and the looks just aren't there anymore. The wrinkles come, the age comes, and most of them end up alone eventually. Now, my mother, when she did get older, she was alone pretty well all of the time. People just didn't want to come around and visit her anymore. It does catch up to them. And narcissists will go into a state of psychosis when they get older. They try to learn how to be normal, but they've never practiced this in their life. Like they've practiced being adults, like they are like 5 or 6 year olds. They've never matured from this age, and it's just an act they put on, and they just have a hatred towards people. Everybody's below them, and they feel that they just have to take advantage of whoever they can, whenever they can. But when their time runs out, they eventually have to pay. They may be sitting in a room someplace all alone and nobody wants anything more to do with them. They have to be normal, but they've never learned how to be normal. So they're just in a mess. So there's tremendous depression that can come on a narcissist, and different ailments. And they just can't play the games like they did when they're younger. So it all does come to an end, and the narcissist will pay in the end eventually. And if any partner has been stayed with them all this time, if they've managed to stay for a number of years, usually the partner will die because the abuse will just be too excessive, and the narcissist will end up alone in this situation, and so eventually they're going to pay for it, and because they've never had love, they can't love themselves, they have no joy in their life, and it's just a hell for them at the end. So I thank you for listening to you guys, and I thank you for subscribing, and I appreciate your comments. I read them all, and share and like if you'd wish, and I'll speak to you on the next video. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.